Oh, hello there. I was just finishing a good book called Death Be Not Proud. But I am proud of something because this time of year, it's Halloween, October, and that means we'll be getting to some goosebumps up your skin. So, today we'll be talking about top 10 Halloween movies from your host, D Maestro, D Show Episode 4. In 4, 3, 2, 1. So, Number 10 is Halloween the Remake. In 2007, there was a remake about the original Halloween that was released in 1978. The remake offered a new perspective of the original Halloween movie and offered some graphic horror but a good storyline. Okay, number 9 is Aliens Resurrection. Why? Because Aliens Resurrection was popular in Sigourney Weaver's day. In that point, the fifth installment was popular not because of what happened to Ripley Hunter, but what happened to the aliens. They thought that they had been extinct, but later on there was a sequel called Aliens vs. Predator, which was a good and smash hit in the box office. Okay, number 8, The X-Files Fight to the Future. The X-Files Fight to the Future offered a new sci-fi perspective in Chris Carter's career. Chris Carter created the original X-Files and wrote the script of the movie itself. The movie was a smash hit in critical reception and also box office, and it was my favorite because I watched it about 10 times. Okay, next one, number 7. This one could be told as either family comedy horror or just comedy horror. This one is Boo Amadea Halloween. Boo Amadea Halloween was funny, it's classy, and it also offers Tyler Perry's character, Madea. This movie had not yet been released, but so far I've seen a preview of the movie and it looks pretty good and interesting, so it's gotta be one of my favorites. Okay, next one is of course number 6, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Even though it was rated G, it was pretty scary for children in the 1997. In 1997, kids never were really inspired or interested in horror, but when they saw this horror comedy, kids were offered a new perspective of what horror would really look like. Zombies, ghosts, vampires, even a Swamp Thing. Which brings me to my next top 5. Number 5 is Swamp Thing, but not the original, the new one from John Carpenter's version, or is it Wes Craven? Well, who knows, because both of them wrote the script and directed the movie Swamp Thing. It was classy, it was funny, the makeup was good, the special effects, and the cast and crew. It was one of the scariest and most enjoyable times I've ever had in the big screen. Okay, next one, number 4, is Big Trouble in Little China. This was one of the most popular John Carpenter films besides They Live. Big Trouble in Little China was starring Kurt Russell and also Ray Shao, and those two made an excellent couple and making this a hit comedy for family and friends all around the world. Okay, number 3, my favorite, and I've seen it in theaters and on the big screen, Ghostbusters. Not the remake, not the sequel, but the very original. Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and of course Harold Ramis, God rest his soul. Those three, they were like, it was brilliant. It had vanilla, it had ice cream, it had the cherry on top. This movie really inspired me, and why? Because I have both the sequels and I also have the remake, and I still have the action figure that thankfully my dad got me a few years back. Okay, number 2. One of my favorites and my family's is Casper. Casper was a horror film, but not in a bad way, in a good way. Casper is a horror family comedy that's pretty good and also shows a lot of interesting special effects. Directed and produced by Tim Burton, was actually a popular box office hit in the 1990s. Still, people watch it today, but, you know, who watches Casper anymore? Kids, what you gonna do? Okay, number 1, which brings me to my final one, is definitely gotta be Predator 2. Not the original and not the sequel, the 3rd installment. It has gotta be Danny Glover's debut in the 2nd Predator installment. This Predator installment was very, very, not as well interesting, but also very confusing at first because we don't understand why the Predator has chosen its place in Jamaica and then returns to New York, because all we know is that the original Predator was released on Christmas Day and the Predator 2 was released on Thanksgiving. What's to thank for? Thank Danny Glover. Thank you guys for watching this Another D Show. Hope to see you next time.